The mention of the word performance management in most organizations or to an employee is a well-dreaded terminology, simply because rather than focusing on managing the performance of an employee to success, it is taken as a punishment tool. So the word performance appraiser is synonymous to punishment. However, that is not supposed to be the case, because if an organization takes its people as a creator of value, it means a good performance management system is critical to an organization achieving its objective. It means it is critical to organizational success. Welcome to today's episode of HR Insight, where I simplify human resource concept. Today, we're going to be looking at the concept of performance management. We will go ahead to define performance management, then we will dive into the performance activities, or what we call your performance cycle. We will do that after taking this video message from our sponsor of today's episode.
Ready for a 5-star performance this year? Motivate your workforce and increase employee productivity with Seamless Performance. Seamless Performance makes automating performance management so easy. So whether you use a linear or 360-degree review performance tactic, Seamless Performance helps you ensure your team is knocking out their individual and team goals to support the organization's success. Now you can track performance and share feedback based on set KPIs or OKRs, acknowledge exceptional achievements, and make informed workforce decisions from appraisal insights. Go beyond annual reviews to a system of continuous performance management. Get started with Seamless Performance.
A good place to start is to ask the question, what is performance management? Performance management, according to CIPD, aims to monitor, maintain, and improve employee performance in line with an organization's objective. What this means is this: performance management is a top to bottom approach. As a matter of fact, the starting point to creating a performance management system is looking at the organizational goal, looking at the organizational vision, which means we should take a top to bottom approach by starting to set the objective, the strategic objective of the organization. Then the strategic objective can be broken down into the department or the teams. Then it can be cascaded to the individual within the organization, which means each employee is able to see a clear-cut connection of what they do on a day-to-day basis, how it is connected to the organizational goal. Then you can now be able to set procedures and activities in place to be able to monitor and maintain the performance of the employee after you've been able to set the objective. That's the starting point. It is important to note that performance management is not a single activity, but rather a group of practices that should be approached holistically. We're going to be delving into these performance activities, or what is often called performance cycle in human resources. So what are the various performance management activity? Let's start from performance planning. Every performance management activity or performance management cycle starts from the point of performance planning. Performance planning has to do with setting performance objectives and measure based on organizational vision and goals. At the beginning of a performance cycle, an organization, or beginning of a financial cycle as the case may be, an organization would make a decision and said, this year we want to achieve 10 billion naira in revenue. Now that is deciding the vision or the objective for that particular year, or the goal for that year. Now that is expected to now be cascaded to each department. So how will sales department affect achievement of the 10 billion? How would HR affect it? What are the operations related to achieving that objective? So you will cascade the organizational vision, organizational goal for the year, into department, up to the point of cascading to the individuals within their organization. So I can be able to sit down as an employee and say, how will my day-to-day activity now affect the achievement of the goal? That is the process of performance planning. Then you now go to the point of performance coaching. Performance coaching has to do with the line managers now giving feedbacks and adjusting the employee performance. So if I'm expected as a salesperson to achieve a sales target or say 10 billion at the overall for the organization, and I as a sales guy, you've been able to give me 100 million, for example, you would not wait. The line manager is not expected to wait till the performance appraisal point, maybe 6 months or maybe 1 year, before you start to adjust the performance of the employee. You must start from the point of setting the objective and now start to coach the employee to performance. Because if you wait till the appraisal period, there's a possibility that the employee is far away. So if I'm supposed to achieve 100 million, what is my sales pipeline speaking to? What is the various KPIs or key performance indicators that will tell me I am getting close to the achievement of my objective? That is what the performance coaching process is expected to achieve. Then after performance coaching, you can now get to the point of performance review, of what we often call a performance appraisal process. Now, this is your formal documentation of employee performance over a performance cycle. Your performance cycle is often that's the process of the review itself. Some organizations do it on a quarterly basis, some do it on a annual basis. That means every 6 months. So now, at the point of performance review, what the line manager is checking is, have we been able to achieve our agreed target in terms of what we agreed at the performance planning stage? Then you will now get to the point of doing performance reward. So if I'm able to achieve the agreed target, what is in it for me as an employee? Which means you now need to hold the employees to account for their performance by linking it to reward, by linking it to career progression, by even linking it to termination of contract if need be, which is where the process of performance improvement now comes to be. Because at the point of saying I achieved the goal, then I get a performance reward. I get rewarded for achieving. I get a merit increase, which means we are running a performance driven organization, which means performance is attached to reward. Then for those that are not doing well, you need to now take them through what we call performance improvement, or what is usually called PIP, performance improvement plan, in some organization. This is the point where you are looking at any targeted effort at closing performance gaps in terms of actual result versus desired result. So trying to review the performance activity, we start from performance planning, which is where we set the desired result. Then you go to the point of performance coaching. Performance coaching is where you tend to adjust the employee performance. So you are not waiting till the review of the appraisal process before you adjust or you coach the employee. As a matter of fact, for employees to achieve their desired result, which has been set at the performance planning process, there are activities, there are environment that the organization must put in place for success. Then you can now get to the point of reviewing the achievement of those in terms of your formal feedback, in terms of your documented feedback or appraisal period. Then you now get to the point of performance reward. Yes, every employee wants to be sure that if I achieve my 100 million target, what it's in it for me, that is the performance review. And as a result of the reward as well, there should be a consequence for not achieving the result, which is where we'll now talk about performance improvement. So what are the things we need to do when we look at actual result versus desired result? What are the levels of adjustment that is expected to be done? And as you would agree with me, it is a cycle. You go for performance planning, to coaching, to review, to reward, to improvement in a continuous fashion, forming what we call your performance cycle. You would agree with me that this is giving you a summary or a foundational understanding of the concept of performance management in human resources. Peradventure, you have a question to ask me. Kindly drop your question in the comment section below, and I'll be willing to engage you further. Thank you, and see you in the next episode.